Jon, how are you?
What's up, Ariel?
It's good to see you, my man.
My man.
Thank you for having us here. First time I was ever in Albuquerque, sitting in front of you, it was 2011. Do you remember when that was?
Or is that when we took that walk?
No, it was way before that. It was February of 2011.
Okay.
You had just beat Ryan Bader, and you were about to fight for the belt.
Nice.
9 years ago. Almost exactly 9 years to the day.
Wow.
And it was in the old gym. And now here we are in this new gym, and you're about to defend the title once again. I'm just curious, who was that guy 9 years ago? And what's the difference between that guy and this guy now at 32?
No, man, well, I've learned a lot. Constantly growing, evolving as a father, as an athlete. I just feel great. I feel great. You know, many more championships since then. I'm still here and feeling great.
Deep down, did that guy think you would be that successful? The success that you've had, you know, people call you the GOAT, people call you, you know, one of the greatest ever. You're still at the top of your game. You're cleaning out the division, all that stuff. Deep down in your heart, did you think it would turn out like this, or are you even surprised by how good of a fighter you've become?
Deep down inside, I did feel that I would be in the situation I'm in now. And I'm excited to see me 10 years from now, you know. I believe I'll still be on top of the sport. Yeah, I've always had a very strong conviction that I could be the greatest ever, and sure enough, it's just years of belief and hard work. We're here.
Yeah, and you know, as you said, you know, you've learned a lot. There have been ups and there have been downs, but it seems like as of late, there's been, you know, a fairly consistent trend up, right? Not a lot of drama, just focus. You were very active last year, fought 3 times in the span of what, like 6-7 months. Do you feel like all that stuff is behind you? Do you feel like the storm is behind you?
I do feel like the storm's behind me. It has been an interesting journey, and I've learned so much, and I'm just grateful. I'm grateful to have had all the lessons that I've been able to learn. I'm grateful that God has kept me through all of it, and just allowed me to grow so much through it all. And yeah, I think my best days are definitely still ahead of me. I feel like I'm just now really getting to a nice groove of what it means to be a father and a professional athlete and a person with great responsibility. And I'm excited about this, and I feel like I'm stepping into it well.
How did you get on track? How did you, was there a moment, was there a conversation, was there an epiphany that allowed you to try to, you know, stay on this positive track?
You know, I just feel like I was maybe at a place where I felt like I was throwing a lot of greatness away, and you know, I believe that talent and when you have opportunity, it's a terrible thing to waste. So I just felt, you know, I feel like these days I just take more accountability for my actions and for my, you know, my emotions and my circle and behaviors and things like that. And I think that's been the major difference, just more accountability.
And, you know, I remember talking to you in November of 2018 when you were in my studio. Last time we had an extensive sit down. And one thing that I thought was really interesting about that conversation was you were brutally honest about where you're at and what's to come. And I said to you, like, oh, you know, maybe if you go 10 years without doing anything, you know, wrong, all that other stuff will be forgotten. You were like, 10 years, that's a very long time. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
I can't promise.
Yeah, no promises.
Do you still feel the same way?
Yeah, you can never promise anything in life. You never know. You just never know what twists and turns life's going to throw at you. But I do feel like I'm on a great track, and I'm excited to I'm just excited to just continue to elevate and just be the best person that I can be and try to help as many people as I can help and yeah, I've never been more excited for my future.
Really?
Yeah, I'm really excited for my future. I see nothing but great things coming in my future. Yeah.
Not that long ago, you were talking about, you know, super fights, big fights, things to get you excited. It seemed like you were sort of jonesing for a big fight, you know, like a mega fight, if you will. When you got the Dominick Reyes fight, was that initially a bit of a letdown? Was that not the super fight that you were looking for?
No, it wasn't a letdown. I mean, Dominick Reyes he's a hell of an opponent. You know, he's undefeated. He's extremely athletic. He believes in himself. He's knocked out almost everyone he's gone against. And in order to be the best ever, you got to take on all comers. And so I'm excited for this challenge. Yeah, and I know bigger fights are ahead of me for sure. You know, I'm only 32 years old.
Right.
I'm trying to figure out new ways to just stay on top of my game and stay young and preserving myself better. And so I know mega fights are inevitable, and I just gotta be appreciative for where I am now today.
When he beat Chris Weidman and he made the comment about the party favors, was that almost like a good thing for you because then it made it personal and that kind of gave you a little bit of a push, lit a fire under you to act, okay, now I have a reason to want to beat this guy up?
Yeah. No, it wasn't necessarily a good thing or a bad thing. It's something that's going to be tagged to my image and reputation maybe forever, and I'm okay with it. We all have our pasts, and that's what makes us who we are in the present.
So you're at peace with that?
Yeah, 100%. You know, I can't allow my past to hold weight over me. You gotta forgive yourself for mishaps in life, and you gotta move forward. You can't hold yourself in prisons, and you can't allow anybody else to hold yourself in prisons. If people are talking about things I did 5 years ago, that means I'm doing something right.
Right. Was that always the case, or was that just a part of your maturation process where you started to say, I need to start letting go of the past?
Yeah, it wasn't always the case. You know, it's taken a while for me to be able to be comfortable with some of the mistakes I've made and things like that. But I'm grateful that I am at a place where I'm comfortable with who I am, comfortable in my own skin, and you know, there's no good without the bad. You know, so yeah, so I'm grateful, and I just feel good.
When we spoke in November of 2018, you told me that the previous summer you checked into a trauma rehab center.
Yes.
You were dealing with the loss of your mother and also getting stripped and all that. And you actually told me that you were planning on doing it every summer. You were going to check in. Did you do it last summer?
No, I didn't.
How come?
I didn't. Just because I feel like I took a lot out of going into a trauma therapy, center. I felt like I took a lot out of it. I still carry the lessons that I've learned, lots of lessons that I've learned, and I didn't really feel a need. I feel great. I feel great. I think I faced a lot of the issues that I was going through, and got to let a lot of it, off my shoulder, and I just didn't feel like I needed it.
I know you were very close to your mom.
Yes.
How often do you think about her, and how big of a part of your life is trying to, continue to do well in honor of her and trying to, make her proud wherever she may be?
Yeah, my mom, Jon Jones, was an amazing woman, amazing Christian. She gave back to absolutely everyone. Her funeral was so epic because I got to watch maybe 10, 15 women stand up and talk about the way my mom helped them get off drugs or got them out of abusive relationships or just dropped off food or clothed their children, things like that. My mom's funeral was just so inspiring to me because I realized that my mom was a rock star. She was an absolute rock star, and in her own way, and it made me really kind of look at my platform out of a different lens, and I realized that I had the means and the ability to give back to so many people and to do so much for the world and make such a positive impact, and that's what I've gotten out of my mom's legacy is what are you doing with your talents and your gifts? And so I definitely try to keep my mom in mind through a lot of my actions and decisions, and yeah, I want to make her proud for sure. I know that she has front row seats at everything I'm doing, front row seats at my events and everything, and I definitely want to make her proud for sure.
When you told me back then that you weren't sober anymore and that you enjoy drinking and things like that, that was a big headline, right? Because everyone's always wondering about your sobriety or what you're doing. Where does that stand right now?
Sobriety, I mean, I'm like 90% of the UFC roster.
What does that mean?
Just your average guy. I'm a very normal person outside of being a stud fighter.
Right.
I enjoy my weekends. I enjoy my family. I enjoy everything that everyone else, is doing. I've obviously let, the hard partying side of myself go completely.
Okay.
It's been 3 years since I've done anything wild like the way I used to be, and I'm really proud of myself about that. But outside of that, yeah, I'm just like everybody else. I have beers on the weekends, but I work really hard, and yeah.
Do you cut it off before the fight at some point?
Absolutely.
So like
Absolutely.
here we are a little over a week. Is that no more?
You know, I got my traditions, you know.
What's that?
I got my traditions.
What's the tradition?
You know, I do my thing.
Okay.
I like to enjoy myself, Ariel. I think to earn a certain life and to deal with the level of pressure that I deal with, you got to have balance in life. So I do a really good job of working and playing and just being true to myself and making myself happy and making my family happy, my friends, my coaching staff. You know, everybody feels good. And I think it's important to feel good with what you're doing.
2019, how would you describe that year for you?
2019 was tremendous, Ariel. It was awesome. I got some great fights out of the way. I got to take on the first wave of this new decade, well, this new generation of fighters or whatever. Anthony Smith, Thiago Santos, to finish Alexander Gustafsson. It was just great, man. It was great. You know, I feel like I could have competed a little harder, and I would have liked to finish some fights. But I'm grateful for the wins against some young men that were doing really great, man. Especially Thiago Santos. I mean, he has a hell of a record. Great character, right? Christian guy, single dad, former military, gives back to his community. I mean, he would have made a tremendous champion. And I think that's as tough as it's going to get, guys like him, man. I honestly think Thiago Santos is 2 to 3 times the opponent of Dominick Reyes, to be honest with you. It's a great year. I'm very happy with myself and my team and what we were able to accomplish.
Some people were critical of that performance because you didn't finish him, right? Did you think that was unfair?
Yeah, it's unfair. Of course it's unfair, man. I mean...
Did it bother you?
Yeah, Jordan didn't win every game, you know what I mean? Kobe didn't win every game. They didn't make every throw. You know, I'm winning consistently. And I'm not going to be incredibly impressive every time. No, it didn't bother me. I know how hard it is to do what I do. And like I said, Thiago he was such a worthy opponent.
So that was your second win in 2019. Gustafsson was at the very end of 2018,
Right.
and it seemed like everything was going great. And then there was the one thing that came up here in Albuquerque, right, where you pled no contest at the bar. You've never talked about this. Could you tell us your side of the story? What happened there? Because it seemed like people were worried when that came out.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. You know, things were going so well. Are we going to go back to the old stuff?
Yeah, no, we're not going back to anything old.
And so there are no repercussions to that. That's all done with, right?
Yeah, that's completely gone.
You said you were in the wrong place at the wrong time. Are you trying hard to not be in the wrong place to try to avoid situations like that? Because you're probably one of the most famous people living in Albuquerque, right?
Yeah.
If not the most famous.
Oh, well, Holly's definitely the most famous
Fair
person
enough.
here. Yeah,
Fair
not
enough.
many people look like her.
Right.
She's a goddess, man. I love that girl.
So there's a bit of a target, you think, on you?
There's a little bit of a target on me for sure. But you know, the people of Albuquerque, they treat me amazing. I'm very accepted here. I'm one to rub elbows with the people. I love getting to know people in the highest places and people in the lowest places. That's just always been who I am. And you know, you can't hide and isolate yourself from the community because one bad apple decided to come out and do something like that. You know, just like one bad officer doesn't mean the whole police force is against you. You know what I mean? So I love this community with all my heart, and I just can't wait to right some of the wrongs that I made here by just trying to change this place with everything I got. I think as I get older, you'll see me just doing so much for this community. I'm going to start right here and try to change this place somehow.
Like what you did during Christmas, right? Giving out the coats and the presents.
Yeah, that's just a warm up. That's just a warm up. Yeah, and a lot of things that I'll do and that I've done, and it's things that I don't talk about or publicize. But yeah, I'm definitely realizing that I have a platform and an ability to impact a lot of lives, and I'm excited to get to that.
Is it important for you that when it's all said and done, people talk about your greatness first and not he was great, but he, you know what I mean?
But what?
You know, the stuff that happened in the past, the UFC 200.
Don't need to list it.
Okay, you know, right?
Yeah.
Is that important to you to try to do as much as you can to, as you say, right those wrongs?
I think I don't like I said, I don't allow myself to be held in prisons. I don't allow people to hold me in prisons. We all have our past, and I'm genuinely over, you know, the negative things that's happened in my life. I think through time, my good deeds and my work ethic and things like that, you know, the wins and my impact are going to far outweigh, you know, my early 20s.
Do you get nervous before the fights with all the picogram stuff and the pulsing and all? Like,
Nah.
you don't freak out about that?
Nah.
Okay.
No,
You don't.
man.
I mean, I thought maybe you had like PTSD or something, because there's always like, you know, before the Gustafsson fight, the Smith fight.
No.
That's all behind you.
Yeah, it's behind me. It's behind me. You know, I hope, you know, the pulsing, you know, doesn't come back at all. And excuse me, sorry.
No problem.
It's been scientifically proven that in no way, shape, or form could it possibly infect my performances, and that's all I need to hear, and I think that's all most people need to hear if you have any common sense. There's some people who are gonna. There's some people that's going to want to hang on to that, and I'm aware of, you know, the fact that when you attain a certain level of greatness or whatnot, people are going to want to try to attach you to any type of mud they can, and I got to be okay in this place, and just keep going. So yeah.
You mentioned Kobe Bryant. The whole world is still grieving what happened. I mean, it's just unbelievable tragedy. And I saw you post a few things about him on Instagram.
Yeah.
And you're a father of 4 girls as well, right?
Yeah.
You're a girl dad too.
Mm-hmm.
How did that news impact you? Not only hearing about him, you know, one might say you're the Kobe Bryant of MMA, right? At least in your time, and then to hear about his daughter and those other young girls on that helicopter. How did you handle that?
Yeah. It was shocking. It was shocking and so disappointing. I learned so much from it. You know, I learned to be more appreciative for life. It made me, you know, want to just hug my daughters closer. Yeah, it was just so sad, man. Just gone too soon. Kobe Bryant, I feel like the legacy that he was getting started outside of basketball was just so much bigger than what he did in basketball. He had foundations everywhere. So I feel like he's in a better place, and I feel a personal obligation to pick up where he left off, and just try to be as great as I can be in the cage and for humanity. And that's what I took from Kobe's situation. You know, bring that Mamba mentality, keep that Mamba mentality that I feel like I have when it comes to the octagon, but introduce that Mamba mentality when it comes to humanity, you know, in ways that I can help this world out. So,
you know, we were just talking about living up to your potential, right, and making the most of your career in your prime. When you see something like that, is it a reminder that you have a gift and you can't, you know, let this go? You need to maximize your potential?
You got to. Yeah, you got to. You know, Kobe said, find something you love and do your absolute best at it. Give it everything you got. And I'm truly blessed to know what I love, and I feel like I was born to be a fighter. I genuinely love what I do, and the inspiration that you get out of the situation is just to give it everything you got every day. You owe it to Kobe. You owe it to the people who are maybe handicapped and who can't do it. You know, you owe it to the world to show them how great they can be by me just trying to be the best that I can be.
You know what the first question is going to be when you fight Dominick and all goes well on February 8th for you in Houston. The first question is going to be heavyweight, right? This is what everyone wants. They want to see you go to heavyweight. What are the chances, if all goes well on February 8th, that your next fight is at heavyweight?
There's a really good chance.
Really?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Have you set your mind to that? Do you feel like there's nothing left at 205?
Yeah, I feel like I really want to fight Stipe Miocic. I feel like I could beat him.
Next, you don't want like a tune-up, just go straight for the belt?
I don't think I would need a tune-up. I'm pretty tuned up. I'm pretty in tune. I feel great. I feel strong already. But, like Stipe's like, what, 230 or something?
Yeah, in the 230, 240 range.
Yeah, I feel like me at a lean 230 is plenty. I feel like I could totally beat him, just based on his performances with DC, our speed differences, my fight IQ, my versatility, my faith and confidence. I think I'm the guy to beat him for sure. And I want to strike while I'm feeling hot.
So you'd like that to be next? Maybe take that fight from DC? Is that part of it?
Ariel, right now, it's Dominick Reyes.
Right.
Right now it's Dominick Reyes, and yeah, I like to fight him, but at the end of the day too, I'm happy. I'm happy doing what I'm doing, man. I've been cruising through some victories, man. And they say if it's not broke, don't fix it. So whether I get the heavyweight title, whether it comes against him, whether it comes a few years from now, I just learned to just be in the moment, be grateful for just where you are now, and the future will take care of itself.
If you do go up, when you go up, will you go back down, or do you think that it's one of those things that you go up, you'll stay there forever?
I think I'll go up and go straight for the king.
Okay.
And
but then will you be done at 205?
No, I think I would probably go back down to 205.
Do both?
Yeah, getting down to 205 just makes me feel good about myself.
Okay.
It just makes me feel good just to earn that victory and to detox myself and to lose the weight over, again. It just makes me feel like the journey to get down to the weight class and just to feel ultimately like prepared. I just love it. I feel at my highest, like mentally and spiritually and just physically. Like there's something about getting down to my weight class that just makes me feel supercharged.
Is there anyone at 205 anymore after Dominick that you have your eye on?
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Oh yeah. I think Corey Anderson's going to try to bring it.
Yeah.
I think Johnny Walker's going to bring it. And these 85-pounders are constantly moving up. Okay. So
you're not having trouble finding motivation?
No.
Okay.
No. Listen, every piece to the puzzle is a very important piece, or else you don't got a masterpiece at the end.
And I have to ask about Israel. He brings out a special side of you. It seems like you almost enjoy the back and forth with him,
Yeah,
right?
I was loving it.
Yeah.
I was loving it.
Why?
Well, it was just fun, honestly. It was just fun. I bicker and I talk crap with a lot of people, and he's hot right now in the sport. So it's just fun to attach myself to his fight weeks.
So he said he'll chase you up to heavyweight. He'll chase you all over the place. You're kind of you don't buy it?
Come on. Daniel Cormier has fought many heavyweights, and he says in his interviews that Jon is a little bit bigger and a little bit stronger than you would imagine when you're in there with him. This is a guy who's fought, Bigfoot Silva, right?
Right.
Bigfoot Silva.
Yeah.
I don't think a long, lean middleweight would present me much problem, especially once I got my hands on him and put him to the ground. Yeah. People can eat up what he's saying, but the truth of the matter is he's scared today.
Why do you think that?
Oh, he'll be scared in 2020 as well.
Okay.
Yeah. His back is going to be against the wall in 2020.
2021.
2021.
Yeah,
right?
that's right. Yeah,
correct.
Because that's when you guys said that.
That's when he said
Raiders
that.
Stadium.
He'll be. This is all what he's saying. At the end of the day, dude, I am so far ahead when it comes to, you name it. In every sense of this game, I'm so far ahead of this kid. So the fact that I'm even talking about him right now, I'm just going to stop.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that's a big fight, right? You don't think? With his fan base and what he has going in your fan base?
I don't want to come across as arrogant, but in the grand scheme of things, I'm a man, and he's like a child when it comes to this game. What I've proven already, what I've done, where I'm going. People can be more popular than me. People could be, you guys got guys like Conor who makes more money than me. These type of things. I'm not in it for what's hot right now. I'm a household name in combat. And so, like I said, even me bringing him up right now is flattery to a boy that doesn't deserve me to be talking about him.
So you don't care if you never fight?
No, come on.
Just
He's
felt like
hot right now.
Right.
Let's see.
You're not buying it.
Let's see.
Like you think Yoel could beat him?
Yoel is there's very likely chance Yoel will beat him. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I'm mad you brought him up, honestly.
I'm sorry. Well, it's such a big
fine.
fight. You know, everyone loves the back and forth between you two, and
I'm done with that.
You're done with it.
Yeah, I
won't
thought
respond
about
anymore?
it, and it's just like the more I talk about him, it's raising his stock. Like I've been winning world championships, you know, since he was getting knocked out overseas, you know, fighting for $5,000. You know, I've been doing this for years at the highest level, world championship fight after world championship fight. So like I said, he's hot right now. That's
Okay.
it.
I've been dying to ask you this. I hope you remember. I know it was like a month or so ago when you guys had the face-off in Las Vegas, you and Dominick. It was a pretty good face-off, and you went away and then you went back and you said something to him, and you kept saying something to him. What did you say to him? Do you remember?
Yeah, I just told him that he had really bad breath.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. It was bad. Dana started laughing because he knew it was true. I don't know if it's always like that or it was just the day, but his breath was really bad. And
that was it?
Yeah, and he just said, "Oh, you're gonna insult me?" And I said, "Well, you started with the insults," and I said, "You messed with the wrong one." And I pointed at him. I said, "I'm gonna get you."
You used to not look at your opponent. Do you remember that in the
Yeah,
face-offs?
yeah.
Now, not only do you look at him, you actually like took a step forward, right? Why did that change? The philosophy with the stare down?
Every fight's different. Some guys I look at, and some guys I don't. It's just all based on kind of my mood at the time. And some guys I want to let them know that, hey, I'm here. I'm taking you deadly seriously. And,
With him, you felt like it was the right thing to do?
Yeah, I just wanted to let him know.
Does he annoy you?
No, he doesn't annoy me.
Okay.
He doesn't annoy me at all. He is, I don't think he knows what he's getting into at the end of the day. I'm very familiar with training for world championship level fights. I've been doing it for so long. I don't think he knows, I just don't think he knows what he's getting into. There's a whole, for guys like, a lot of these guys, just making it to fight for the title is touchdown. I saw on his Instagram, he took a picture of I think it was like ESPN or something he was at, and it's had his name, Dominick Reyes, in headlights, and he took a picture of that. And it just goes to show me that to him, he's already made it, just to be here, to be able to go to the bar, and everyone wants to buy him a drink, and everyone's like, oh, good luck, and everyone's calling him champ, and he's getting all the attention, and same thing with Thiago. Thiago saw his name on the front of the UFC building. He took a picture of it. Like, look at me. That's me up there. I did it. You're here at the battlefield now, but you didn't do it. So for a lot of these guys, they got nothing to lose, everything to gain, and just being here is a huge opportunity for them. And I'm fighting from a place where I have everything to lose. And I just think our motivations are completely different.
You mentioned only left hand. That's all you do. Do you feel like he does nothing that concerns you?
No, he is a very capable athlete. He's strong, he's explosive, he has extreme power on that left side. And since I said that, I'm assuming that he's probably exercised some things on his right, some trick plays that he's prepared for on the right. My job is to be prepared for whatever he has going on. I've fought a lot of versatile fighters who are capable of so much. And so I'll be prepared for the left and the right, and whatever. Do
you feel pressure to finish him because of the criticism after the sound? Do you want to shut everyone up?
I don't feel pressure, but I would like to finish him for sure, for my own satisfaction and to make my coaches proud. And finishes are always nice, But the victory is just as good with me. Like I said, you're not gonna sink every 3-pointer. Some days are gonna be just throw a little layup. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just good with the win, with the score.
Let's end on this, and I appreciate the time very much, Jon. I know you're not feeling great today, so...
Yeah, I did not feel good, Ariel.
I appreciate
Only
this.
Only for you, Ariel Helwani.
I appreciate that. Thank you, my man. There's that famous photo from 2011 Toronto with all the champions up there. You know the one, right, where they had the press conference. It was you and Anderson and GSP and Dominick Reyes,
yes.
and you're the only one. It's amazing.
Still
9
here.
years, right?
Still here, man.
And it's amazing, like, if nothing crazy happened in your life, just to be champion for 9 years is absurd, right? In the fight game, that's just a crazy thing. And then when you consider everything that you've been through and that you're still here and still on the top of your game, are there times where you sit back, you're at your home in bed at night thinking like, man, I'm a lucky guy because some crazy stuff has happened. I'm still here. I haven't lost. I haven't gotten knocked out. I haven't gotten clipped. You could get clipped. Anyone could get clipped.
Yeah, anybody.
Do you have moments where you're like, man, how did this happen? Like, how have I been able to stay on top for this long? Do you have moments where you talk to yourself like that?
I do, and I always just point it back to God, man. Honestly, man, it's God's grace, and I know everyone's not a believer, and a lot of people think, I wish you just wouldn't talk about God, but it really is God's grace. It really is, man. He has sustained me through so much, through the death of my mother, through facing a 4-year suspension. Through just my dumb mistakes. He's probably protected me in ways that I don't even know he has. But really, I just point it to God's grace, man. I wear this tattoo on my chest, Philippians 4:13, that I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. And I genuinely believe that I can do anything. And I'm not surprised that I'm still here. And I believe that I could possibly be here a decade from now.
Wow, you still want to, in your mind, you don't have an end point.
Nah, there'll be an end point. There will be an end point, but I believe I'll go out on top for sure.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that a goal, like GSP?
Yeah, I've already won, Ariel.
Right.
At this level, I could retire today, and I've already won.
What do you mean by won?
I've won, man. I'm getting my life together. My kids love me. My old lady loves me. I'm surrounded by people who love me, friends and family. I've already had a successful career, and I just sit here today victorious.
It's amazing for a guy who I believe was a janitor, right? And you got into this because you needed to get some money for diapers, right?
Yeah, I was applying I was a bouncer actually, making $50 a night, and I was applying to be a janitor because I would have benefits.
Wow.
And right when I was waiting to get the call back, someone wrote me on Twitter, a guy named Gary, a kid that I never met, and he said, hey, my cousin owns an MMA gym in Cortland, New York, which is about 45 minutes away. I didn't have a car, and I was driving my fiance's car to commute over to these practices. I got that phone call on a Saturday night, and I was heading to my first practice that next Monday. The kid changed my life forever. He just planted a seed in my MySpace and changed my life forever.
Why'd he reach out to you? Just like that?
God's grace, man.
Wow. You were not training at all?
Not training at all.
About to have a baby, right?
About to have a baby, applying to be a janitor. And
janitor for what building? Do you remember?
I think it was like Lockheed Martin.
Wow.
Yeah.
And this guy writes to you and says...
I had a picture on my MySpace, and I had been weightlifting a little bit, and I had a hat on backwards, and I had some UFC gloves on, and I was posing, being a poser.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
And something in them said, let me see if Jon would be interested. And I took the idea and I ran with it. And that's how God works sometimes.
Why, and how old were you?
I was about 19.
Wow.
Yeah, man. It was crazy, man. It was like one of the best years of my life, man, because I went from a very average thinking person, like just average 19-year-old, to getting I don't like reading, so I literally got on all these TED Talks and on YouTube, and I just started YouTubing videos about self-belief and what does it mean to be confident, and what does it mean to be a winner, and how do you become a winner. And I would watch hours and hours of Tony Robbins and Les Brown and TED Talks, and I taught myself how to believe in myself and how to think that I was greater than just this kid that was a dropout who, never really had great grades, never really was the starter, never was the captain of a team. I was just always kind of this average person, and overnight I taught myself that I could be great and change myself forever, and I'm forever grateful. I'm never going back.
Wow. Did you have low self-confidence?
I didn't have low self-confidence, no, but I needed to have extraordinary confidence to do what I was getting ready to be doing.
Would that kid have believed that all this would have happened?
I don't think he knew that he was changing my life by giving me an idea.
Yeah, it took a couple of years for you to believe it as well, probably too.
Yeah, I think when I fought Stephan Bonner is when I really dug into the power of the mind and how important it is to look at yourself in a high regard and to believe that first you can. And yeah, that's when I started to fly.
Amazing. Well, keep flying, my man.
Hey, thank you.
I wish you the
and
best.
Never come down, Jesse Owens, right?
That's right.
My
Good
man.
luck.
Sorry about the
February
sweaty
8th.
hands.
No, me too. Both of us. Thank you, Jon. I appreciate it.
Thank you, man.
Hello, everyone. It's Ariel Helwani. I just came here to thank you for watching our ESPN YouTube channel. It's the best. You know what else is the best? The ESPN app. You can get highlights, analysis, all that stuff and more. And if you want premium content and live streaming sports, there's only one place for all of that. It's ESPN Plus.